Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's it going? Today is the third daily. So, yeah, let's go ahead and just jump right in. Today's daily is about map control and where you should be attacking on the map. Pull up my notes here. Alright, guys. There are some very basic rules regarding the map. Some basic map rules are you have to have territory that's touching the where you want to attack. The more territory you have touching that territory that you plan on attacking, the faster the capture goes for that particular territory. Alright, now I'm going to do something rather odd. I'm going to give you 30 seconds and grab you, I'm going to give you 30 seconds. Go ahead and grab a piece of paper, and we're going to trace some maps real quick. I'll go ahead and give you 10 seconds to do that, or 30 seconds I should say. So, and while you're doing that, I will pull up the first map. There you go. There's the first map. You should be back with your piece of paper by now. I just want you to quickly trace a rough outline of this map right here. That one. Just trace a rectangle, and then go ahead and trace whatever faction is yours, the outline of their territory. I'll give you, 30 seconds to do that too. It doesn't need to be very detailed. It just a basic little outline of the map. Like I'm TR, so I just draw a little line like this right here, and then I'd be done. Put it inside of a little box so you know where the other bounds of the territory are. It'll help you get an idea. And what we're going to do with that is, now that you have that drawn, go ahead and take a good look at the map, and you can go ahead and I will zoom in ever so slightly. Take a look at the conflicted territories, and you're going to be drawing arrows on where you think you need to attack. Like, you draw a little arrow here if you think we need to attack there as TR. Put a little line where you think we need to set up defense, where a good point to defend is, and what have you. We're actually going to do this twice, so later on I'm going to have you flip the paper over and look at the second map, and we will continue from there. Just really quickly, I'll go ahead and give you, what do you say, 20 more seconds to do that. And I'll just drag this up a little bit so you can see the conflicting territories. Alright, you should be done with that by now. If not, keep going. I will continue to speak and let you finish. Okay, now that you have the map laid out, let's go ahead and look at my map. My version of the edited map is right there. That's my version. Fancy, isn't it? Yeah, I had a little bit more time than you did to go ahead and look at the map and look at where we should be attacking, defending, etc., etc. But I had to do all three factions because we're pretending to not be biased here, but we love the TR. Sorry, I'm really not being biased. See if your lines match up with mine. See which ones do and which ones don't. And we will break this down from top to bottom. I will go ahead and break it down. The lines are, of course, where defenses need to be set up to stop predicted pushes, and the arrows are where we need to attack to gain territory and stop choke points in supply lines like this. These are Korea Med Labs and our excavation. Whoa, buddy. There we go. Right here is Korea Med Labs and our excavation. All the NC really has to do is push across here really quickly and just cap these two territories, because they can cap both of them because of this territory that they own and our comrade. And it will nullify this whole forward push. They might meet with some resistance here because, as I said on the first daily, it's a pretty defensible site, and that's assuming the TR are actually defending it, which it does not look like they're defending it. It looks like they're just pushing north because they can, which accomplishes absolutely nothing unless they start pushing over and capping territory surrounding this base. Here is where the TR need to set up a defensive point to stop the NC from pushing south, because they love Latinum. They love to cap Quartz Ridge and go ahead and push south. So there actually should be a little red line here, but we need this territory too. So they'll meet resistance there. This shouldn't really be a defense. This should be an offense heading and meeting them out on the battlefield. Of course, the TR need to cap this right here, and that will cut off the NC supply line. But prior to doing that, they should move south and come through this region, cap Tar, which actually, you know what, I have a better map that's easier to break down. You can see the basis of what's going on here, how the NC need to move to go ahead and secure more locations. I'd vote 5. There's 9 bases on the map, so 3, 3, and 3. If you have 5 bases, you have 1 of each opposing faction's bases, or 2 of one faction's bases, which you should split them between the 2. But 5 is enough. Beyond 5 is overextending, and overextending ends up like this little line here ended up collapsing back on itself, and we ended up losing a lot of territory because of it, because there were people fighting up here on territory that's not connected. Let me go ahead and pull up just the TR version. This map's a little bit different. I have the high importance, medium importance, and low importance marked in all different colors, and the spots that need to be defended as TR. The problems I see in this map are the TR are going to be cut off in the north. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They're overextended. They don't have the amount of bases that I recommended, but they are overextending their border. Their border is way too big. It needs to be a solid border, not with all these jagged edges, with extra surface area to be attacked at. The TR in the mid-region are also about to be cut off, leading this small region right here, leading to Zeravan. It's going to be taken. TI alloys will get taken, and this area right here will be worthless because it'll be sitting out away from any touching territory. So capping anywhere that it's touching is useless unless it is this spot right here. This is a spot that needs to be attacked anyway. So they should be attacking this while defending these three surrounding points. Capping this right here will free up the VS to retake Zurvan from the NC, which will cause this to collapse because a majority of the NC, I'm willing to bet, are here defending Zurvan since it is one of the most defensible bases that there is. The first thing that should happen would be attacking south, taking a base, establishing a perimeter around the base, and then cutting them off and reestablishing a line here, allowing the TR and VS to fight over this overextension that the VS did. I've already said the TR are attacking too many fronts at once. This is ridiculous. But if you have the people, it's not unheard of. This attack, this should really be defended until it's possible to attack here. And these are actually mislabeled. This should have been red. I screwed up the labeling. Pretend yellow is red and red is yellow as far as importance in this particular map. That's wrong. Sorry about that. But anyway, we've analyzed a little bit of the TR. Let's go look at the NC side of things. The NC map is now pulled up, and let's go ahead and check it out. Get a little bit closer there. Looks nice. For the NC portion of this map, they really need to free up a supply line to Zurvan. You see how thin this choke point is here? It's literally this hex. They need a big defense here and a big defense at, well, in their entire supply line. They should be attacking to widen this right here, so their supply line to Zurvan does not get cut off, and they don't lose Zurvan because of it. As well as this region right here, you can see it's not really important to attack these two. It's more important to attack these two, Core Med Labs and Interactivation, because you'll, as the NC, you'll cut them off. They won't be able to progress forward from here. You can let the lone wolves take care of this. That would be the best bet, or send two guys to each. It shouldn't be that. It shouldn't be that hard. The NC have a decent hold on the map as a whole, but it's kind of not progressing in a traditional sense. You can't. They're kind of floundering around, and you can't really tell what they're going to do with this particular map. It seems like they're going to try to cap a Latinum, or maybe this biolab over here. I can't remember the name of it, but you really don't know what they're pushing to do except really piss off the NC and hold Zurvan. That's the only thing that I can honestly tell from what the NC's tactic was, since voice comms just got initiated, so there hasn't been much crosstalk between outfit leaders. So my best guess is it was pretty much one or two outfits that pushed into here and just happened to capture it, and they're trying desperately to defend it because the position itself is completely terrible. The rest of the map is nice, though. They have a nice hold on this area, and this right here can be cleaned up like that rather smoothly. It just lacks a little bit of focus, in my opinion. But yeah, they could definitely hash it out by making some of the changes that I have put here. This would free up the supply line and secure more territory around Zeravan so that they could ensure that they're holding it. And it would put a buffer zone of hexes, so if they started getting captured behind them, they would have enough time to send guys back and free up their supply line again. The VS, on the other hand, are in an absolutely, utterly terrible position in this map. Because Zeravan is taken, they probably have a majority of their men at Zeravan, which frees up Tarwitch for the TR to take. It's really nice, and one of the key rules on the map is if you see somebody fighting in an area like this, go there last. Go take advantage of the guys that are missing everywhere else, because that's how you can take territory and hold on to it, as long as you take it and establish a small defense and buffer zone for that particular area. Let's go ahead and break down the Vanu side of this particular engagement, and we are going to be looking at them as a more defensive posture, my apologies. They really need to establish a defense in this area right here, so that they can hold on to this territory and ensure that the NC get choked out right here. As long as the NC get choked out, they can come in and recap Zeravan rather easily, and go ahead and just a few small adjustments to the map, and then they have a foothold again and can spring forward and take more control of the map. Like south of Tarwitch. Tarwitch is threatened right here at Mesa Skydock. They need a small defense at Mesa Skydock, and they need to go ahead and take this territory right here to lock out Zeravan completely and Mesa Skydock. This is probably the most important base in the south. It's really pivotal. It has a, you can't see it here because I covered it up, I believe. Oh no, there it is. A air tower. It's not very high resolution. Maybe it'll look better out here. It's an air tower right here, and in the area that is pretty much the only air tower that supplies the southern region effectively from in this area, unless you have a base. But it's the most forward one in the area. Of course, there's some towers down here, but they feel out of the way when you're actually playing. They're really not, but they do feel out of the way, and players don't tend to go to them for anything. So basically, actually here, I will overlay this again, and we can go ahead and look at it. This is exactly what I was talking about. The VS need to defend this zone from the TR attacks and go ahead and establish a perimeter around Zeravan so that they can retake it, and establish a perimeter in the south to make sure Tarwitch does not get taken. You can see all of the attack paths that would be commonly used and would be effective here, like this widening the supply line right here, and this territory doesn't matter right now. This biolab is under no threat. It is too far to the north. They pushed past this base, which was incredibly wasteful. They wasted their time and their effort going up here and capping this as TR. This definitely needs to be widened. This whole area right here should be under TR control if the TR are going to start branching off like this. But yeah, that is that map. We're going to be moving on to another map from today, which thank you, Planetside, for giving us better maps, labeled and with the grids on them. They look fancy and fantastic. I love them. Let's go ahead and check this next map out. That one. And while you're looking at this next map and drawing it, I'm just going to touch on some things that we have pretty much learned from the first map. And while I'm going over that, you can go ahead and get your tracing done. There we go. All right, zoom in here a little bit for you. There we go. The things that we've learned from the previous map are we need to make sure that our supply lines are wide enough to not get choked off. We need to gather territory touching a main base to attack it. And don't pass by a base when you create a supply line. Wrapping around the base isn't going to waste any time. It's actually going to help you gap the base. It's a good thing to do, not a bad thing to do. It helps you, not hurts you. Cutting off supply lines that are thin can kill a push into enemy territory. It can completely stop a 400-person Zerg, as long as you just backcap them, don't let them continue forward. They might trickle down. Let's say the TR was doing it to Zervan. They might trickle down this small thin supply line and get Zervan. But if you cut them off some surrounding territory, they cannot capture any points, no matter if they pile their whole team on that point. It will not count if they don't have a supply line. No. Okay, so you should have had enough time by now to go ahead and flip your paper over, draw the next map, and draw the outline of your territories or your factions' controlled territory. So we'll go ahead and look at my map. And really, it's just the NC have a tight grip on the map, and they do not need anything else. They actually, 6 bases is probably overextended, but I think they could do it. They have the guys right now and the organizational skills needed. I think Higby cheats for them. He probably does. Because I don't think anybody except no, I don't think anybody's controlled that much of the map when they've had this particular warp gate. So I think maybe they're rotating bases to check for balance issues between the races and balance issues between the particular territories. But anyway, you can go ahead and look here and find your territory, see which lines match up to your race or faction, and go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back because I'm sure you did better this time. If not, look at more maps and do it some more. Yeah, the way you do this in combat is you just do it quickly in your head, and it'll help you out a million times. If you do this while you're in the game and just quickly do it in your head and get good at it, you can predict what's going to happen and where you need to be before the hexes ever get captured. It's part skill, part learned. So if you work on it, it will happen. But we'll go ahead and do the TR breakdown for this particular map. Here it is. uh, that one. We have in this area the TR have a lot of problems, honestly, right now. Not doing terrible. This particular spot is pretty bad. It needs to be widened, or it's just going to be taken back. And it honestly needs to be widened here. This is the high priority in this particular area, in the area of Maltech plant. This and this are the high priority, so you can get more touching territory and solidify that touching territory. So it can't. I mean, I guess they can come in and just cap this, but this creates less surface area that they can attack. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hexes on this base that they could attack, versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 for that particular territory. 6 versus 10. You can understand those numbers. They're pretty easy. 4 more hexes when this is not captured to attack to. Let's see. They do need to just cut the NC off from Mal. It would be a lot easier than zerging Mal and trying to take it down. It would require less guys, far less guys. They need to push the mid-map territory slightly to establish a defensive perimeter in this area, preferably cutting through a Latinum like this, maybe. No, that doesn't seem right. It seems like they want to pull back here. No. I mean my own words. I had a few more minutes to look at this map and see what was going on than you did, and I honestly can't decide whether it should be south of a Latinum or north of south of a Latinum or north of a Latinum. But I'm thinking south because north of a Latinum is kind of hard to defend, and that part is more from deciding which territories that you know are easy and which territories that you know are hard to defend and aggress to. These particular territories right here are incredibly hard to take, but if you take them and hold them, they're on the flip side of the coin, they're incredibly easy to defend. There's a lot of action in this crown area, but that's straying off the point. The TR do need to come down and hold, but these are the immediate threats that need to be dealt with swiftly. This particular area isn't that much importance. It's not going to see much. It's not going to see much resistance if you're not going to see much resistance if you go there and try to take this territory. It's this territory touching the Latinum and this territory right here, because they're trying to get, well, actually you won't see that much resistance here, but it's a high priority. It's because they're trying desperately to hold on to Maltech plant, and this area right here, you probably see a lot of resistance, but it would be delayed. You would have the territory before they got there to defend it. After accomplishing cutting off a Latinum and building that wall from here, actually it's from here over and up, the TR could just sit there and hold this little line right here, this little bubble, because that's more than enough territory. I'm not saying don't attack into the enemy territory, because I mean this is a war game, but as far as resources and stuff goes, holding those lines for as long as you can will be better than attempting to take other territory pushing forward. because you're just going to end up getting thinned out and pushed back with the way that it's gapping. If you could push people off of the continent, it would be fantastic to, go ahead. That one. I always lose that key. It would be fantastic to go ahead and push straight down and wipe the Vanu off the map, and then crawl across the map the Vanu way and cut them off from the north, and kind of get them isolated in the center, and then just take and close around them and eliminate them from the map. But you can't do that right now. I don't even know that they will let you do that in Planetside 2 ever. You were able to do it in Planetside 1, but that was Planetside 1, not Planetside 2. We need to go ahead and move to the NC breakdown for this particular map. But again, the TR, once they capture Mao, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a Latinum, would be 5 bases. They don't need to push any further, like I said. At the same time, the NC map. The NC need to secure their position at Mao. That's the most important. They need to go ahead and push 1 hex up from Mao, create a little defensive perimeter, pad yourself from TR attacks. Once you set these 2 up, you're going to need to defend them. This particular space will be cut off, so it won't take as many guys to take it once you cut this little swath in the territory. In the center, also, it would be smarter to push 1 hex up and get this more defensible territory right here. This is pretty defensible, and this spot's going to get hammered if you don't take Snake Ravine. West Island's checkpoint is going to get hammered if you don't take Snake Ravine. So pushing the entire line up would be good, and it would line straight up with Mount Tech so that you can create that little defensive, well, actually it would be a very large defensive perimeter that you need. I believe they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5. That's the magic number. They can go ahead and just hold that, and of course they need to defend these 3 points, and they need to try to. They almost have Paris Amp, which they could get a 6th. Again, I said the NC are slightly more powerful than the other races right now, or factions. And I don't know whether it's due to leadership or weapons or what, but they are slightly more powerful on the West 1. They could hold that 6th base, and they create a defensive perimeter right here. This spot is this entire region of the map from here over is a absolutely terrible spot in the map to have, period. It's atrocious. You can get destroyed in this region, and the TR have been dealing with it for like 2 weeks. The NC never really dealt with it, and I don't know whether that's because of the amount of players has increased, and the NC, again, have either pop or their command structure is better, or their weapons are better. I'm not exactly certain which, and I'm not sure that the devs are either. But after they take Paris, this little defensive territory, or this little defensive wall, needs to be made, and just pad your main bases with territory. It'll help you out a bunch. You'll be grateful that I told you that eventually. Another thing they can do is, if they don't attack Paris Amp Station, if they just pull back and hold here, they can sit there and take these 2, well, I wouldn't even take those 2 hexes. I would just guard very well this road and this road and just wait, because the TR and NC are going to be fighting back and forth for Havar for a very long time, you could probably you could use that time to establish this line, this perimeter right here, and then take Paris and establish your forward line. That's the smarter way of looking at it. But I mean, either way, you're doing the exact same thing that I said earlier. Let's go ahead and take a peek at the VS side of the map. The VS side of the map is, oh man, they are looking terrible, and it's not because they're a terrible race. It's actually, I mean, faction. It's just because their warp gate is in a absolutely atrocious location. Because this happened to the TR week after week after week. Well, I guess it was only about 2 weeks, but still. They've really been pushed on their back foot. They're just defending, and they are getting hammered while doing it. They've actually lost ground while defending, and they've been losing ground for a while in this map. They really need to take back some key territories to gain footing on the map. One of the key territories is right here, Quartz Ridge. Lock the TR out. Don't let them take Quartz Ridge back until you have Havar back. And when you do, still don't let them take Quartz Ridge. Because you can barely see it, but Quartz Ridge right here, this little hex line connects, and this particular zone right here, this hex right here, goes right here, all the way around like a third of the base. If not, it's almost a half. And you have to own Quartz Ridge to get it, so you automatically have all but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexes touching the base, which means you're in good shape. This right here, Sandstone Gulch, I believe it's called, is a vital territory to Havar. And yeah, taking this out and this out would solidify the capture of Havar, or the recapture of Havar. Sorry. While they're doing that, they need to go ahead and re-solidify their foothold in the south, and that can be done right here. These two regions are this one region it's actually Regent Rock Garrison is the number one important part in this particular area because, again, the air tower. So if they take this back, they can move north and move south and just stop the NC from their attack on Paris. They need to set up a parameter of Alatinum Biolab. They need to, once Havar is taken back, half of them need to recapture Alatinum. Just move your foothold up through here and capture, as well as the other half solidifying their hold on Paris Amp. Hopefully it does not take too long to capture Havar on this map. And really, I mean, off this map we learn the exact same thing. Supply lines are important. This is too thin. It can just be recaptured and broken up. Same thing with this. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. They widened these hexes right here to cover this territory. But territory is your number one tool, or not tool, your number one resource in this game. You need it, period. And there's some very basic ways that you can look at the map and decide how to defend it best. You can either meet a Zerg head-on with 12 guys if you're running one squad, or you can just cut off a supply line. Cutting off the supply line will help the outfits out there to break up the enemy's ability to move forward. You will effectively stop them dead in their tracks. The Zerg will claim credit because they actually shot them, But shooting isn't the most important thing in the game. It's territory, as I've said over and over and over again, and it's the truth. Of course, shooting people is fun. Hopefully you do get to shoot people when you're taking this territory back, and they will most certainly become enraged when you cut off their supply line, and there will be people coming to re-establish their supply line. So I mean, basically, we've learned some fantastic things today. Tomorrow is Q&A. If you have any questions, Q&A tomorrow will be amazing. And I will also give you a challenge tomorrow that you have to complete over the weekend and upload via YouTube and email to me. You can find my email down here. There. Below me was a map. Now it's the information section. And make sure you check the schedule. Go ahead, like, subscribe, follow, etc., etc., so on and so forth. And we will continue to learn and be better soldiers in Planetside 2, and hopefully you learn to be a better leader in Planetside 2. I'm looking forward to the people that have watched this and seen how the TR think and how I think and our outfit thinks in the game. We have a spot on the Friday night stream with Planetside. Not me, well, not this show in particular, but the outfit, the United Front. I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to go ahead and tell everybody to check out the dailies because they're helpful, and they have been helpful to the people on the stream who are regular viewers. I give a shout out to you for being so amazing and helping me get stuff done. But yeah, check out the schedule. Show back up tomorrow, and I'll give you a challenge, and then whoever completes the challenge and completes it the best will definitely get more airtime. I'll probably just have you on the show, and we'll talk, and we'll have fun next Friday. This Friday is Q&A. Remember, think of a question, ask me if you have any questions on the game at all. You guys have a good night. I will be streaming in probably about 30 minutes. So I'll see you later. Good night, guys.